My name's Clara May, and I was a gas station attendant in a quiet holler near the Tennessee line, deep in the Appalachian foothills. Some say it's peaceful here, clean air, thick woods, a slower kind of life. But if you grow up in these mountains, you learn quick that peace has a price, and nothing's ever quite as still as it seems. Out here, we live by rules, not the kind you write down, but the kind passed from mouth to ear. Old ones. Rules like never whistle at night. Don't answer if something calls your name from the woods. And most of all, never invite anything in. I took those rules seriously. Everybody did. You had to. They weren't superstitions, they were survival. I grew up in a rusted, single-wide trailer on cinder blocks, tucked just off a gravel road that didn't have a name on any map. My daddy was a metal worker, made custom gates and railings for folks from Asheville to Knoxville. He smelled of oil and rust, and his hands were always nicked and stained. Mama was a homemaker, sweet tea in mason jars and gospel on the radio. But that was all before Eli went missing. Eli was my baby brother, 5 years old, wild blonde hair and always barefoot. One summer night, he was playing on the screened porch. Fireflies were dancing outside, and I remember he was giggling, chasing shadows. Mama went to draw his bath. Daddy was out late welding for a job. I was inside doing homework. And then, nothing. No scream, no sound. Just an empty porch and a screen door hanging open. We searched the woods, the hollers, every well and crawl space. Dogs lost the scent at the edge of the tree line. It was like the mountain swallowed him whole. After that, Mama started drinking. Daddy started disappearing for days at a time. Lipstick on his collar and cheap motel keys in his glove box. The town changed too, like something in the soil had soured. People talked about hearing things at night, scratching on windows, footsteps on rooftops, voices that didn't belong to anyone. Animals started going missing. Coyotes and bobcats wandered closer to homes than ever before. I took the night shift at the only gas station for 20 miles. McCready's Fuel and Goods. It's one of those off-the-highway kind of places. Fluorescent lights that flicker, gum under the counter, and a bell that dings when you push the door open. Most of my customers were truckers, drunks, or kids running from something. Then one night, he came in. It was about 2 a.m. Quiet. Fog hugging the parking lot like it had weight. He walked in slow, tall, too thin, skin pale like candle wax, and eyes like frozen water. He didn't say much. Just grabbed a Sprite and a bag of Lay's, put a 10 on the counter and said, "Pump 3." But when I handed him change, he glanced at my name tag. His lips barely moved, but he said it clear as day. Clara. Not like a stranger reading a name, more like someone tasting it. It crawled up my spine like cold fingers. After that, he started showing up more, always late, never the same time twice. Same thing, Sprite, chips, 10 and gas. Never smiled, never blinked too much. Just watched. One stormy night, power flickering, wind howling, I was half listening to the news on the little TV behind the counter. They were talking about a girl, been missing for over 4 years, found alive just a few towns over, but she hadn't aged a day, not dirty, no trauma. Looked exactly as she did when she vanished. Then they showed her picture. I dropped my pen. Her skin, so pale, bright. And just before closing, he came in. He looked different, not sick, sadder, almost broken. He stood at the counter a long time before speaking. Then he said, "She wanted babies, but I couldn't give them to her, not like this." His voice cracked, like wind through dead trees. I didn't know what to say, so I said nothing. He left a 50 on the counter, didn't take anything. Things got worse after that. I started dreaming of Eli, standing in the woods, motionless. His mouth would move, but no sound came out. In the dreams, his skin looked almost gray, the same as hers, the same as his. Then the animals came. First, a raccoon, gutted on the steps. Then a deer, bones twisted wrong. Something was watching. Me, I could feel it. One night, I followed him. He didn't see me. I parked my car far back and crept through the woods as he walked off the road into a grove I'd never noticed before. The trees there were wrong. Taller, older, quieter. At the center was a pit. Bones. So many bones. And in the middle of them, he knelt. He was whispering. And then he changed. His limbs stretched long, thin. His jaw unhinged. His eyes vanished into black pits. Antlers pushed out of his skull. I couldn't scream. I couldn't run. He wasn't a man. He wasn't anything human. He was a Wendigo. I barely made it back. I locked my doors, lit salt lines across the porch, stayed inside for days, but something's coming. I can feel it. I think, no, I know. He's looking for me, because I saw him again, at the edge of the woods by the trailer where I grew up, and beside him was Eli, still 5 years old, still barefoot, still giggling, and behind them, something bigger. The woods aren't quiet anymore, and the rules, they weren't enough. But maybe this story is. Maybe someone will hear it and stay away.